potential is very high. A company which produces similar products in USA can be sold for $200 million. This is enough just to encourage them. Yeah. If you develop a company that makes this product, that starts selling interested patients, you will rock it. We are in the area of bioinformatics, practically applying IT or computer science in medicine. And our company produces software for preventive diagnostic of the heart. So let me show you how it does it look. This is a standard variable ECG. This is another one. And you put this ECG on your body and you wear it with two small stickers. The halter is very difficult to wear it, but this is very light, it's 20 grams. And you can wear it under your shirt and nobody can notice that you have this device. And what is the benefit of this? Because when you use this device, all the signals are transmitted to your smartphone and from smartphone to our cloud solution. And you can be everywhere, here, at your office, at home, and still be measured. And this is just part of this preventive medicine, which has a really, really nice application. For example, it's well known that every third person dies from heart disease. But what is not known is that 80% of those cases are preventive. So using this technology, we can prevent severe damage of your heart, which is really good. So data is transferred to our cloud solution. And everybody who has access and privilege to look for the patient, each doctor, one doctor or caregiver for some patient, can have access to this software. And software is using also artificial intelligence solution and creates a lot of statistical parameters. So what is the idea behind? If you have high blood pressure, then you can use your wrist measurement device or some other device, and you can measure your blood pressure whenever you have problems. But there is no device for your heart unless you go to the hospital and you can use ECG. So what we have produced is that we are using any of these ECG devices. This one is rechargeable, this one is disposable. So whatever you use, you need still software to diagnose what is happening with you, to alert on if you have problems. So this is what is our solution. I should say that this was spin-off company from the university. I will participate in one NATO project for soldiers because they liked a solution for triage. For example, when some soldier is injured, the command has to know, is it worth to save the soldier, so to send a helicopter or whatever, and to save the patient, the soldier, or not. So it can diagnose the level of the damage the soldier has. So within this project, I started cooperation with some other companies that produce this wearable hardware, this wearable ECG sensor, and they said, okay, we don't have software. And because we are very good in development, in software development, and we have proven our skills with the company in such a area. We decided, let's make this. But in the beginning, we didn't know what we are trying to do. And probably it took us 1 year to develop the software product. But later on, we understood that we are in the medical device industry, and the software has to be certified. And this was, I should say, a bigger problem than software development. Then we calculated, okay, let's count what is the number of patients with atrial fibrillation, which is most common for every second person after 60 has some kind of atrial fibrillation. And this is one, if it gets worse, it's one of the most dangerous arrhythmia that exists. And if you count that, you will see a very huge potential. Another challenge was to develop a software solution that can work real time. Most of the solutions today, they work, which are cloud-based solutions, they work after the measurement is done. For example, you wear this kind of sensor for 7 days, and then you upload your measurement, and in 1 or 2 days, you get the report what was happening. But there is no solution on the market for real-time measurement. And this is what we have done. This was our challenge, and we have done. So it took us maybe 2.5 years to certify it, because medical standards are very, very dangerous to comply with, and very difficult to do all the job. You need a quality manager, you need several other things, approximately 10 different standards to be satisfied with, not just with management, but with the software production, with the technical performances, and a lot more. This was our challenge, and starting from 2020, in the mid-2020, we got the CE mark for medical device, which means that it is recognized as a medical device in Europe. And we started with sales process. So this is what we practically do in the last 4 years. 1.5 in development, then 2.5 to get the certificate. In the meantime, we finalize the product, customize it, and make it much better. It is a very interesting question, and it is a very challenging question. You know, the advancement of artificial intelligence is very big. Everybody knows about GPT and clones of GPTs like DeepSeek and others, and they use it in everyday work with the computer. And now the question is, what is next? GPT has collected, or other clones, they have collected a lot of texts written and available on internet. What is next? The next thing, what is going to happen is that a lot of wearable devices like this one will make available a lot of medical data. So the next thing is to develop solutions out of a lot of medical data available on the internet. And I think in the next 5 years, this is the biggest challenge for young entrepreneurs. Currently, in this medical industry, because of the advances of electronics, a lot of these wearable devices are available, but most of them are hardware producers. From the other side, the doctors, those connected with medicine, they need something else. They need to solve problems which were not solved by conventional medicine. For example, in analysis of arrhythmia, there is something called sudden death syndrome, which means that the person didn't have any dangerous arrhythmia which can cause some severe problem, but person died. And doctors cannot explain why. Now, collecting a lot of medical data and making links between different medical data parameters may produce answers to those questions. And this is very challenging also. The biggest problem now is not because the biggest universities like Cambridge and MIT in USA or other universities, Berkeley or whatever, they have teams to work on. They do not have access on medical data. Because to get access to medical data, you have a lot of limitations like GDPR, like HIPAA in America, or some other limitations that protect getting those medical data. For example, Europe, besides GDPR and some similar limitations, they say your medical data must reside in your country. So, for example, because we have a cloud solution now selling in Europe, we have to open a cloud center in each of those countries to process data. There are a lot of IT or computer science issues that have to be solved, and this is evolving industry, and a lot of new entrepreneurs might come in this industry. This is very essential because most of these solutions come from research and then development. And research is very essential. And I must say that if I don't have this kind of support from national funds of innovations or Europe Horizon and other programs, I will never develop such a solution and start selling this product. And this is very essential. Let me just give you a small example. I mentioned GPT earlier, and what we have developed and what we are proud and I think that it will have a good selling point is we are developing hard language model. And what is this? Instead of using texts available on internet for GPT, we use the same transformer-based technology for ECGs. So instead of using GPT for normal language and asking questions, we will have now a model with ECG interpretations, and it will probably boom. What is the problem? To train such a model, you need a big infrastructure. For example, you need hundreds of GPUs, which are very expensive. And thanks to some European projects lately, we started with training. I cannot say we finished, but we are in the beginning. We need more and more support. This is essential also. Without research, there is no development. When I started, one of my biggest challenges was, okay, can we predict heart attack? If we can predict heart attacks, our solution will be best-selling product. Yeah? Now, the problem is, okay, I have the idea, but how to realize it? I need research on this. So you start digging in the research literature, and you need those universities and research institutes to help you with this. And then you start with development of the product. Okay, it was good for me because we started as a spin-off company from the university, and I have my colleagues which helped me in research part. And then because of those support we got from European and national organizations, I employed a lot of researchers in my company. So still we have researchers which are doing the core research, and also software developers which are implementing those solutions. So you need both. And you need in your team to develop a new product, you need half of the team to be in research and half in software development or whatever development you have. One of the challenges we are working now is to develop a B2C solution. It's business to consumer. Like the example I mentioned for measuring blood pressure. Everybody, older persons, have those wrist devices to measure the blood pressure. But nobody has a personal device to measure the function of your heart. So we started developing this, and we are on the way with such devices. We developed a new motherboard. So instead of using smartphone and cloud, we are building our solution, all the algorithms from the cloud we are building on this device. I hope in 1 or 2 years it will be on the market. Most of the IT companies, they're working on software solutions, producing custom software or producing solutions for everyday use. But as I mentioned, development of these wearable medical devices will make available most of those preventive medicine solutions on the market. And if you, for example, go and ask somebody, would you like to have live 2 more years than you should usually live? Everybody will say yes. And this is one of the solutions which will make it happen. So yes, this is very big challenge for entrepreneurs, for young entrepreneurs, for young smart startups and everybody to start working on this kind of medical devices. Because in the next 5 to 10 years, this will be boom. You need both. I have seen a lot of examples because I'm a professor also at the university, a lot of examples, those which are more theoretically oriented or those which are more business oriented, I can say. But their combination, their partnership is the best. If you are just business oriented, you will make business, but your solution will be not complete. But if you think only about research, you do not see any business value. And the definition of innovation is not just invention, but invention that will make you money, make you profit. So you need both. Preventive medicine. Medicine is a very huge area. A lot of new examples just show that application of this kind of solutions are really, really good. And developing wearable devices is one part. Developing connections between data collected and something else which was not known earlier is also very interesting, very challenging. And finally, persuading the people that using these solutions, they will have better life. Imagine what will happen in elderly home care. Everybody can be at home, use a set of devices for measurement the level of glucose, for blood pressure, for heart function. All those devices and all collected data transferred to the doctor at least once per day, not more, let's say, will make all the life much easier. Not to mention those far apart places like, for example, islands in Greece. 1,000 inhabitants there, no doctor. But still, using this kind of preventive medicine, everybody can be measured and doctors can suggest therapy or whatever. The potential is very high. Also, I have to mention to the young entrepreneurs, when you have students in the first year, you tell them, or high school or normal school students, you tell them, oh, you can use information technology and computer science and everything is very easy, you just do like this. But when they come at the university, we tell them, no, it's very difficult to develop the software. So there is something in between. You have to know that with this technology, you can produce something really good, but it's hard to develop. So something in between. And those entrepreneurs have to know that, for example, if you go in this medical device industry, you have to comply with a lot of standards. So it's not just like easy, just develop the software and sell it. Publish on Facebook or whatever, no. It's quite different methodology, quite different business. And for most of those cases, if you do not have support from European or national funds, or maybe from business angels or venture capitalists, you will never succeed. You will come to some point, but you need a lot more financial support.